So today I want to talk to you about an email that I have received. Now this may have a huge impact on your KDP business. I'm just going to get my phone. So this morning I woke up to an email from KDP. Now I'm going to just quickly read you this email and then we're going to go through what it's going to mean for you and your business. But you do need to be aware of this and you may want to take action. So here we go. Since launching KDP print books in 2016, we've enjoyed helping you publish and sell your books around the world. During this time, we've kept our printing fees the same, and despite increasing costs of materials and labour over the past 6 years, we've kept our printing fees the same despite the increase in labour and printing costs. So from the 20th of June 2023, we're changing our fees to better align with today's cost to print books. We have not taken this decision lightly and we have reduced printing costs where possible. These changes are coming in from the 20th of June, okay? And what I've done today is I've broken down some of the costs on some kind of typical books that you may be creating. And then we can kind of go through the profits now and the profits after the 20th of June and what you should do to combat this. So there is going to be an increase in all fixed costs on all books. So that is your paperbacks, your hardbacks, that is your colour, that is your black and white, whatever size. There is also going to be a new fixed cost on per page books. So if you make a book that's over 110 pages or over 109 pages, sorry, then you have to pay per page. So that can have quite a big impact in the kind of books that, as a low content publisher, you may feel that pinch a little bit more. And crucially, they're also adding in a new category. So now we're adding in a large size. Now, this is kind of interesting. So to me, a small book, 6x9, that's kind of like your composition notebook. But actually, the majority of my books are 8.5 by 11. So if that's like a puzzle book, that kind of thing. Storybooks might be 8.5 by 8.5, you know, that kind of, I'm around that sort of area mainly. I don't think I've made anything other than that. So anything over 6.9 by 9 is going to be classed as a large trim size, and that's going to have an impact on your costs as well. However, there is going to be a decrease in per page cost for certain colour ink print books ordered from some marketplaces, and then there is a link to the printing cost table. I will also put that link down in the description and I will also pin it in the comments so you can go and take a look nice and easily. These changes will affect your royalties for paperback and hardback books. While not required, you may choose to update your list price to avoid a change in royalty payment or zero royalties. So if you're there and you've got low margins, you're definitely going to want to go in and adjust this. If you're trying to make a living or even just a bit of side hustle money, no one wants to be doing anything really for nothing. I mean, we're all here trying to make our lives better, aren't we? Below are the tools that will help you evaluate the impact of your new printing costs. So there is a link there to the new printing costs and answers to frequently asked questions. So I'll also link that. Visit the pricing tab for each of your live print books to compare your minimum list price, printing costs, and royalty amount. So you can go in and just take a look on a case-by-case basis, which is going to be really crucial. You can also visit your bookshelf and do a one-time only bulk edit, whereby KDP will increase your profit margin by the same amount as what they are putting up the cost on that book. But obviously you can only do this once, so I really want you to think about it before you do it. And if you've got a lot of books, you might want to do that if you've got a few and you know it's manageable, just start going through and looking at them now. If you have books that will result in 0 royalties after printing cost change and you plan to make a list price change individually rather than in bulk, then we recommend that you download a CSV to prioritise any books that will earn 0 royalties first. And then coming soon, there will be a printing cost and royalty calculator, which is going to be updated in the next few weeks to show estimated royalties before and after printing cost change. So we already use that in many of my videos, but they're actually going to be updating this. So once that goes live, I'll absolutely look to create a video to show you that. We monitor our printing costs annually and will provide you with advance notice of any future changes. So that is a lot of information there to take in and to understand. So what I've done is I've kind of been through, I've done a bit of a hard slog for you, and I've kind of taken just a couple of size books and a few different printing options so that you can see how this might affect your KDP business. And I've worked this all out in US dollars, as I know the majority of you are from there. Obviously, I'm from the UK, so our prices do differ ever so slightly. And I've gone by, I tend to upload my books with basically, for a 6x9 standard composition notebook, I'm going to put it on at $4.99. And I think that's a really good price. I think it's competitive. I still make a little bit of profit out of it. So the cost for a 6x9 composition notebook today to print is $2.15. 20th of June comes around, that cost is changing to $2.30. So there's going to be a 15-cent decrease in profit. So on a $4.99 notebook, our profit previously was $2.84. And after the 20th of June, it's going to go to $2.69. So actually not a huge decrease there. And that kind of mark, I might just kind of leave there. To be honest, composition notebooks aren't the main thing that I do. So I'm probably likely to kind of just hang out at that level for 15 cents. I just think $4.99 is a really good price, and I think it sounds great. Here's where it gets a little bit interesting. So now, as I said, if you do over 110, or if you do 110 pages or more, then you are paying cost per page also. So this is where there is a little bit more impact. So now I've gone for a 120-page composition notebook, which again is very, very common. So previously the cost for this would be $2.29. Come June, this is going to be changing to $2.44. So in terms of profit, what does that mean? So our profit is going to be changing from $2.70 down to $2.55. So actually still that 15 cents there. So not too bad on the 6x9. Obviously, if you are going to increase the number of pages further, 150, 200 page notebooks, then the cost is going to vary a bit more. So now let's move on to the books that I tend to focus mainly on, which is the 8.5 by 11 books. Now, I'm still talking in terms of black and white books here. So everything inside is black and white. But I am talking 120 page. So my standard price for these books would be $6.99. So currently the cost to print one of these books is $2.29, and come June it's going to be changing to $3.04. This is where our profits are definitely going to be taking a bit of a hit. So currently per book I'm making $4.70, and come June that profit is actually going to go down to $3.95. And I am just warning you, I am looking down because I've I'm a pen and paper girl, and I do tend to, you know, just write down. So that is what I am looking at if I don't get that out and edit. So that is huge. You know, you're talking nearly a full $1 there. So these, I am definitely going to look at my prices there, and I'm thinking maybe of going more like $7.49 to kind of just ease it up slightly, but not kind of go in a full wham bam shock moment. But you need to kind of decide for you, for your audience, for your market, and who you're selling to, what do you think they would pay? And what is the purpose of that book? If it's like a puzzle book, then, you know, yeah, you probably could go $7.99, completely negate it, and, you know, do that. If it's something like handwriting practice book, something along those lines, then you might want to just think about what the book is, who's buying it, what's the purpose of it, is all I'm saying. Here's another one. So storybooks. Now, you know that I do love to publish a storybook. So mine are 8.5 by 8.5s. So they are going over the into the large trim size, of course. For my storybooks, I tend to charge $7.99. So currently, to print those is $3.65. Come June, it's going to be $4.20. So my profit here is going from $4.34 down to $3.79. Now, if you think about how much work we actually put into our books, there's so much. I mean, the series that I've posted recently with the ChatGPT and Midjourney, that should make things really quick and easy, but actually I found it still took me a really long time. It took me from start to finish about 2 months of going in and out of the project to actually complete that book. So it still takes a long time because there's still so much thought that needs to go into it. I mean, I haven't just put into ChatGPT, write me a book, and bam, there it is. You know, you don't have all your illustrations and things like that. And then I'm still having to plan what's going on what page, planning the cover, planning what's going into each illustration page. So there is still so much that you need to consider. And then finally, this is kind of my biggest hitter, really, in terms of profit. I've saved this to the end. So this is kind of something I use in like higher end prompt journals. Now, obviously I'm charging a premium for these books. So for these, I would charge $12.99. Then I've kept it 120 page, but some of mine might be more. Some of them might be more 200, 250 pages. But I have kept it at the 120 page just to keep it kind of consistent. So currently, 120 page prompt journal in colour. So I'm actually putting colour within the pages because I want to go for a more high-end finish, would cost me $5.17. Now this is now about to go up to $6.04. So you can see here why I'm having to charge so much more anyway. So currently profit on that is $7.82, but this is now going down to $6.95. As you can see, there is a lot to consider, and I think, you know, you need to think about what's right for you, what's right for your business, and decide where you want to sit in that market. Do you want, if you're happy kind of just making 20-30 cents per book and selling a lot of them because you're going to be lower price, then that's fine. But I tend to try and build up an actual audience and a market, as I've spoken to you about before, with like in terms of social media following and things like that. So for me, I kind of still want to be delivering that high-end product, and I still want to be attracting that high-end customer. So I am definitely going to be looking at my prices and kind of really considering what I should do. Currently, what I'm thinking about is on the 6x9 notebooks, I don't sell too many anyway. It's kind of not really my passion. It's just what I sort of started off doing, like many low content creators. So I will possibly be leaving them around the $4.99. I mean, 15 cents, that's fine. Take it. I don't care. The storybooks, I'm definitely going to look at the prices there. I don't know whether or not I'm going to add on 50 cents or a full dollar. Puzzle books and things, I'm probably going to, yeah, also add on maybe 50 cents for the puzzle books. So take them from sort of the $6.99 to the $6.49. So the storybooks, I'll probably go so they're currently $7.99 up to maybe I might go $8.99 there. With regards to my high-end books, currently, so as I said, they are $12.99. I mean, you've got different options. I could definitely make them in black and white, but that's not something that I really want to do. I want my repeat customers to come back and be really happy with my books. So there is a bit of a knock to my profit. For the moment, I think I'm gonna hold fast where I am, because at $12.99, I'm making really good sales on those books. But I may potentially look to see what happens across kind of the niches that I'm in and see whether or not other people are kind of upping their prices. So I might just kind of hold where I am for the moment and then look to change. I think like another thing that I am potentially considering, so a lot of my prompt journals are actually more like the 200-page mark. So I may look to even up the cost there. So a lot of those will be around the $13.99 mark. I might look to push that to $14.99 as well. So a lot to think about there. Let me know down in the comments below what you're thinking about doing. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching today, and I really hope that you found this video super informative. See you all soon. Bye.